Now we will have Zvika make his way past all of these renewal rabbis who will be welcoming him into the chevra of Jewish renewal rabbis in the Bay Area. Please make your way down, Zvika.
Bruchim habaot ubruchot habaim. That was intentional. Welcome. For those of you who don't yet know my name, I'm Rabbi Sarah Leah, and I serve this community as rabbi from 2008 to 2015. Between now Rabbi Avram Davis and Sarah Shendelman, and between Jose and Julie, I was in the middle. I was the middle of the sandwich there, and now Zvika. So that's who I am. Rabbi Zvika, you were just welcomed by your renewal rabbinic chevraya, those spiritual leaders on the path of bringing a vibrant, divine-centered, ethical, deeply meaningful Judaism to our world. Most of these were also ordained through the Aleph lineage, some via other means. And your colleagues who are here today, I'm empowering you right now, as well as we'll see what I have in store for the rest of everybody, as witnesses and as space holders, as we welcome you back to Chokhmat Halev with the title Rabbi. Now, Zvika is standing under a chuppah made with one of Rabbi Bert Jacobson's talitot, and a talit that I crafted from a holy fabric that was brought back. If I make it through this without crying, we're going to be lucky. It was brought back from Turkey, from Ibrahim Baba. So, yeah. You return now, today, to Chokhmat Halev, having received your smicha, your ordination, a transmission of lineage, permission, and mission to serve from your teachers in the Aleph Ordination program, through the lineage of Rabbi Zalman Schachter Shalomi, way back through the Baal Shem Tov. Thank you, Paige. And as you have heard so eloquently now, you've heard a lot about our lineage. It's a very special lineage that we are just so gifted to be able to embody and to pass on. Their ordination, the ordination that you received 2 weeks ago tomorrow, I was there. You couldn't see me because I was behind you. Well, you can see me today. That ordination was what I might call a smicha lamala, the smicha from above, from your teachers. But today, Rabbi Zvika, we welcome you to be received by this community as their rabbi, their teacher, their spiritual guide, prayer leader, and confidant, with a second smicha. This time, a smicha from below. It's not really below, from a parallel smicha, an ordination from your community. You have been serving this community as spiritual leader now for almost 3 years. And today, let's set an intention to deepen, internalize, and make manifest that role, both as covenant and also as transmission with this new title of rabbi. And so thus our ceremony today will have 2 parts. First, we will speak into reality our covenant with you. You will voice your intentions and commitments to us, and then we, as your community, will voice our promises and intentions toward you and towards this entire holy circle of wise-hearted souls, those with the aspiration to have chokhmat halev, wisdom of heart. That's each and every one of us here. After you speak Zvika, then we will offer 3 to 5 word or so intentions to you, creating a cacophony of declarations. So this is a brit, a covenantal ceremony between you and us. You're all part of that. as your kahal. The second part of the ritual will be to embody the laying on of hands. That's what smicha is. You know, there's that tradition in Yom Kippur where the high priest places his hands on the animal to take the sins away, and that's smicha, lismoch, to rely on, to trust, to support, to hold up. But you know, when you place your hands on another person, you may be transmitting support, but they're receiving. It's a two-way street. So we will embody that ritual, allowing you to lean into us. We spoke. I was so delighted at our Torah service how our rabbis who were giving the kavanot for the Torah reading spoke about this presciently. So we'll ask, at that point, we'll ask the community to actually stand as well as you can and gather, just sort of like you had us do for the healing blessing, and with permission to touch the backs of each other so that we can form a net of support that Zvika, you can step into. And we'll offer you blessings at that point. So first will be intentions and promises about how we show up, and then the blessings will come during the smicha itself. But to begin with, we have an honor to share a blessing that, thank you, Einette, for obtaining this, that was written for you specially by Rabbi Marcia Krieger, your teacher, who was the dean of the rabbinical school for most of the years that you were there. She has been my teacher, guide, and friend for close to 30 years. And I would like to read her words now. Rabbi Elazar ben Shemua Omer, Yehi chvod talmidcha chaviv alecha kishelcha. Rabbi Elazar ben Shemua said, let the honor of your student be as dear to you as your own. Uchvod chavercha k'mora rabcha, and the honor of your colleague as the reverence for your teacher. Umora rabcha k'mora shamayim, and the reverence for your teacher as the reverence of heaven. Pirkei Avot 4:12. And these are Rabbi Marcia's words. She would be as tall as you are, so I'll stand on my toes. My beloved Talmid, Chaver, and teacher, in reverent gratitude and praise for you at this celebration, I send greetings to you, to the extended Chochmat Halev community, and all who have gathered to mark this auspicious moment. The Talmud in Tanis 7a, she wrote the Tanis, not me, instead of Tanis, quotes Rabbi Chanina, who declared, I have learned much from my teachers, more from my colleagues, and most from my students. May you always be as privileged as I have been in knowing you, to have students and colleagues and teachers as generous, humble, and gifted as you are. I pray that I will continue to learn with you and from you. May you be blessed with strength, robust health. I feel like I need to, can I touch you? Robust health, a heart that overflows with love and compassion, an inspiration that guides you well, and all whom you serve so generously. Thank you for your companionship on the path, as together with all who gather today, we strive to co-create the caliber of world we aspire to live in. Brachas to you! So now, Zvika, I invite you to speak your words of covenant to us.
Okay, because we're under the wedding canopy, 7 commitments. I commit to all of you here today and to all of you who are here in spirit to being my full, authentic self. I will try my best to integrate the various parts of my personality and share them with the community. I commit to being honest about my weaknesses and growth edges as a way to invite all of you to embrace your own. I commit to sharing my struggles with you as appropriate, so you know that I'm far from perfect, and it's okay for you to be too. I commit to humility, to acknowledging what I don't know, and to bringing curiosity and openness to my interactions with you. That was one. There are like clusters of commitments. 2, for the second. I commit to holding my position with integrity. I commit to drawing appropriate boundaries, regularly consulting with my ethics advisor, and continuing to learn about power dynamics and responsible leadership. I commit to soliciting regular feedback, taking responsibility for the intended and unintended consequences of my actions, and engaging in repair work when I cause harm. I commit to working to uncover my blind spots and biases, particularly around my privilege, and finding trusted advisors who can help me with that. 3, I commit to investing in my own spiritual practice. I recognize that my spiritual leadership is as much about my being as it is about my doing. I commit to prioritizing my prayer, meditation, and movement practices, including regular retreats and unplugged time. I commit to continuing to work with my mashpia, my spiritual director, to deepen my spiritual growth. I commit to my ongoing healing work, including regular therapy, to become more self-aware of my wounding, my patterns, and my projections, and the ways they interact with my spiritual leadership. I commit to working to keep my own ego in check and surrounding myself with allies who can support me in that. 4, I commit to ongoing learning. Rabbinical ordination is the beginning of my learning journey, not the end. I commit to engaging in ongoing chavruta study partners, to seek out ongoing classes, peer groups, fellowships, immersive study programs, as well as ongoing mentorship. I commit to learning from diverse faith and wisdom traditions and diverse teachers. I commit to broadening and deepening my areas of expertise so I can bring that ever-expanding wisdom back to you. 5, I commit to sustainability. I commit to serving in this role in a way that allows for healthy work-life boundaries and avoids burnout. I want to be in this job for the long haul. As a half-time rabbi, I commit to drawing boundaries around my time and kindly declining requests that fall outside of my job responsibilities. I commit to empowering other staff and volunteers in our organization to step into leadership, to effectively delegating and stepping back from many of the operational roles I've taken on over the past 3 years so that I can focus on spiritual leadership. I commit to prioritizing my role as a parent and the needs of my son. I commit to prioritizing my health, including through sufficient sleep, exercise, healthy eating, and vacations. I commit to fostering a work environment where our whole team can work sustainably, staff and volunteers alike. 6, I commit to dream big. I commit to being bold, audacious, innovative, and entrepreneurial. Not for the sake of getting attention or being an iconoclast, or as my mom would say, a dafkanik, but for the sake of finding new ways to help more and more people connect to the divine, to find deep meaning in our ancestral wisdom and texts and liturgy, to share a Judaism that is a vehicle for healing rather than for trauma, a Judaism that inspires and ignites you, a Judaism you can be proud of and be proud to pass down to future generations. I commit to staying true to our Jewish renewal roots, to innovating in a way that is simultaneously backward compatible and future focused. 7, lastly, but most importantly, I commit to you. As our vision of spirituality gains attention and traction on a national and global stage, I commit to staying focused on the needs of this community, on the individuals here, and ensuring that Chokhmah remains a warm community that supports its members through the day-to-day ups and downs of life. I commit, as my time allows, to connecting with you each as individuals, to sharing my heart and learning about yours, because that connection is why I do this work.
So let's take a few breaths together to take that in. In the in-breath, let's take in the expansiveness. In the out-breath, the manifestation. And the in-breath, take in here, what's here. And an out-breath into the heart, home. In-breath, all possibility. Out-breath, what is. So community, are you ready to voice your commitments to this community? So a few people have been asked, right, Inette? Did you ask anybody? You didn't? Oh, okay. All right, well, I thought that a few people would be asked to just, have some ideas what a 5-word commitment might be, but let's just stand together. And I'm gonna come down with you. We're gonna leave the chuppah for a minute. And I'm gonna just go in and just take a moment and go into your heart and really come up with what you're willing to commit to this community and to Zvika. 5 words.
I commit to supporting your 7 commitments.
All right. Just speak out. A cacophony on this side.
I commit to sincere and honest feedback with an open heart to you. To receiving teaching and that you bring to the community fully.
I think I better pass the mic around. Should I do that? Yeah. So why don't you say that again?
I commit to receive your teaching, what you bring into the community fully.
Leah.
I commit to honest, authentic feedback to you and an open heart.
Community members in this.
I commit to holding you with love, with support, with admiration, and keeping you healthy and whole.
We won't be able to hear all of the commitments out loud, but take a moment and take a breath and fix those commitments in your heart right now, because we can feel them. And I'll keep around with the mic.
I commit to trusting and assuming good faith and good intentions.
I commit to learning from you and showing up in genuine relationship.
I commit to always offering ethical guidelines.
I commit to loving support that includes looking at what I hear as needs for myself and for everyone else in this community. I commit to learning from you and bringing my own teachings back.
Again, hold your commitments in your heart.
I commit to emulating your ethical chutzpah.
I commit to learning and growing with you.
I commit to helping you to maintain the quality of this community and of our ritual, our practice, our being, yes.
I commit to make spaces where we can wake up and move our souls.
Zvika, I commit to showing up joyfully and playfully every day with you.
I commit to loving this community with all my heart. Thank you, everyone.
I commit to as above, so below, together.
I commit to dancing ecstatically with you and finding God on the dance floor.
Others? Okay, we have 2 more and then we'll.
I commit to showing up and to building community with enthusiasm and patience.
Ditto to many things, but in addition, supporting you in with honest feedback and loving, creative feedback about how to keep connection with so many different types of people in this community. We have quite a range here, which is really a blessing and a challenge. 5 words, sorry.
Well, that's just a sample of the commitments. Imagine what's going on in everybody's heart right now. So let's breathe into that. Let's breathe into this brit, this commitment that we're making to each other to create community and to support Zvika, because it's really hard to be a leader. You can't be a leader without a community, and it's really hard to do it on your own. And so let's, while we're down here, go, yeah. Did you want to sing something? What? We're going to do the other ritual. We're going to finish the yeah, that's good.
A moment of consulting.
So while everybody's standing, let's form that network of smicha. Come forward as you will. Ask permission before we touch the folks in front of you. But let's create a network of support. And because he's gonna take a chance here. I'm gonna ask Zvika to lean into you. So make sure there's energy coming from the back of the room, holding, come forward. Turn around the other way. Tell me when we're all ready, we can come around the sides. Let's form this network, this really strong network of support and trust, reliability, commitment, joy, love. And when you're ready, in a moment, we'll have you lean backwards into your community and let them hold you up as we bless Zvika with words of blessing, whatever comes up throughout the room. So, Chat, Shtaim, Shalosh.
Joyful vision. Chocolate. Queer joy.
Do we accept Zvika as our rabbi?
So we have one more soft blessing for Zvika. If you wanna, all of us, go deep inside into our hearts as we hold him with a prayer. This is my blessing to you, my sweet, wise brother that I learned to fall in love with in the last few years. You can stay where you are. You can stay where you are. It's good. Maybe the most beautiful and the most complex blessing that I know, which is Eheyeh Asher Eheyeh. May you be whatever you will be, beyond all the commitments and the agreements. May you follow your heart. I know that you could have been many things. You could have been a great businessman and a great high-tech man and a great many, many things. And some of the unfolding that you chose to go with is to teach and open and support and love. So inviting you to go inward and feel your sweet, strong, beloved heart that is guiding this community in the last few years. And as a community, maybe we can all support in kind of this deep, deep wisdom and deep heart and deep silence, the Eheyeh Asher Eheyeh that Zvika is gonna follow with all our love and support. אשר אהיה, אשר אהיה. אהיה, אשר אהיה, אשר אהיה. זה שמי לעולם, לעולם, לעולם ועד. זה שמי לעולם, לעולם, לעולם ועד. אין עוד מלבדו. אשר אהיה, תהיה אשר תהיה, אשר אהיה. אהיה, אשר אהיה, אשר זה שמי לעולם, לעולם, לעולם ועד. זה שמי לעולם, לעולם, לעולם ועד. אין עוד מלבדו.
And take one more breath. Hold this moment with us, friends. Hold this moment. It's tuning. We're tuning the soul. We're tuning our souls.
So, as has been done for a long time in this tradition, the people reach out their hands, and the priest looks around at all of those people, hungry, hungry. The metaphor of feeding them, that's his responsibility. Not only to feed them, but to feed them holiness, to take rough, bestial flesh and turn it into spirit. You ready for this, brother? All right, that's what I like to hear. So we're going to turn the tables, because in 4,000 years, a lot has changed. So, as you can see, all of these folks are happy to feed you. So on this day, we're going to let them put their hands up and point those fingers at you. And we're going to say the ancient words, because they're here for us to twist, to turn. They're here for us to use in ways that raise holiness by any means possible.
May God bless and keep you, friend, and shine a light upon you. May this garden of this life you tend bring forth graciousness and peace. The road is long and the journey it can be so hard, and no one's strong travel it alone. May you be a blessing and be blessed by everyone who knows you. And may you always do your best to serve with love, to serve with love now.
God bless you and keep you safe, brother. May all this light that's shining upon you fill you up and shine right back out through you. And may every step you take in this precious, bizarre, bumpy life bring you to exactly who and where and what and how you are supposed to be. Don't take a second for granted. It's all we got. It's time to party now.
Please have a seat. Please go back to your seat. Thank you.
Yeah, that was not, commitments were not my speech. Yeah. No. When, is that now? Yeah.
Oh, they're all.
All right. Some words from me. So first of all, I have to open with a big thank you. So many thank yous. I could spend all day just doing thank yous. Of course, a huge thank you to this amazing community. Thank you to Inette. Where is that? There's Inette, who basically single-handedly spearheaded this entire day, all the creativity. Thank you so much for making this happen. Thank you to Peggy and Leah for all of your creativity and all that you brought to today as well. Thank you to all of the amazing rabbis and teachers who have come here to welcome me as your colleague today. Really grateful. I've been so blessed to learn from all of you and hope to continue to learn from all of you, and feel so honored and blessed to be your colleague, to be your new colleague. Thank you for that. Thank you to the amazing team here at Chokhmat Halev for supporting me every day. Thank you to our staff team, to Lior for being an incredible partner in crime on this journey. Thank you to Brittany, Sam, Sophie, Taran, everyone on our team who makes this such an amazing place to work and such amazing collaborators. Thank you to our incredible board, who's provided so much leadership and is just so amazing to partner with. Special thanks to Esty Solomon Gray, our board president, and to the entire board, and to the so many former board members and former board presidents who are here in the room today. Thank you to all of our committee chairs. I mean, it's just like I'm looking around the room and I'm like, I think everyone here is at some position in this community. Like, it's just amazing how much you all give of your time and energy. So I'm so grateful to all of you. And I want to give a special thank you to my friend Adina. Where is she? Oh, there she is. Okay. Adina has been one of my best friends since we met when we were 15 years old. Yeah, and we went on a summer youth leadership program, Jewish program to Ukraine. And so I guess it worked. And Adina may have been one of the first people to really know before I knew that I was meant to be a rabbi. And so thanks for flying in to be here for this. Yeah, thank you. So, and it just feels really special to be here with Sarah Leah and with Jose and Julie. I feel like I'm in this love sandwich here. I feel like I was gifted the most amazing community from the three of you and all the generations of leaders that have made Chokhmat over the past 30 years. And so we owe you all a huge debt of Hakarat Hatov. And I hope you're feeling a lot of nachas from the community today and where we are and where we're heading. So I feel honored to be in your lineage and to pick up the baton from you all. So thank you. Okay. So as I step into my role as rabbi, I've been thinking a lot about this term, rabbi. Rabbi. Or in Hebrew, as it's called, Rav. So traditionally, the word Rav is translated as Great One. A sign of the elevated status that rabbis have occupied in Jewish communities for centuries. But it is that definition of rabbi that caused me to resist this calling for so many years. I chafed at the hierarchical implications, but perhaps more deeply, I was uncomfortable with this model of rabbi being what's called, quote unquote, a symbolic exemplar, which is this idea that people expect their rabbi to be this paradigm of perfection, of scrupulously observing all the commandments, maybe so that you don't have to, and having this perfectly formed and coherent theology. I don't want to be put on a pedestal. I don't want to feel pressure to hide the parts of myself that feel wounded or feel broken, the parts of myself that, honestly, I'm still figuring out. I don't want to have to hide the parts of myself that might bother some people or make some people uncomfortable or maybe even scandalize some people. She knows. I don't want to have to pretend to be someone that I'm not just to meet others' expectations of what they think a rabbi should be. I don't want to have to silo parts of myself to create these two separate personas, my authentic self and my rabbi self. I spent too many years of my life in the closet, and I'm not willing to enter another one. I was worried that if I couldn't be honest with others, I couldn't be honest with myself, that I might start to believe the projections and the performance. I don't want to be seen as Rav, as great. I just want to be seen as me. So while I learned a lot of great Torah and Talmud and Kabbalah in rabbinical school, perhaps the most valuable part of my journey was coming to terms with my own unique style of leadership. And what I learned along the way is that there's another definition of Rav. It can also be translated as many, multitudes. For example, Erev Rav is the term used to describe the diversity of the Israelites as they left Egypt. As I've grown into spiritual leadership over the past few years, I've realized that I can be a different kind of Rav. Not someone who is greater than anyone else, but someone who contains multitudes. Someone who brings to my rabbinate the full complexity and diversity of who I am. Someone who can be honest about all the ways in which I'm a work in progress, and perhaps inspire you to share your less savory parts. And perhaps we can all learn that dirty little secret that when we share those vulnerable parts of ourselves, rather than being rejected, often it makes people feel closer to us. And we can all learn together that we are still worthy of love and community and support, warts and all. I can be a queer, body positive, Sabbath observing, tone deaf, single dad, ADHD, Enneagram 7, tech bro, surfer dude, burner, meditator, ecstatic dancer, and everything else that goes into the soup of what makes me me. And none of those are mutually exclusive with being a rabbi, and perhaps can even make me a better spiritual leader. Together, we can redefine what is sacred and what is profane, and make room for all of us and all of us in holy community. Actually, I wanted to share a quick story, which is the first time that I ever heard of Jewish renewal, and the first time that I ever heard of Reb Zalman was by reading Reb Zalman's obituary in the New York Times. And I actually had a chance to meet Zalman, and I didn't earlier. It's a long story for another time. But I remember reading his obituary and thinking, wait a second, there's this rabbi who grew up Orthodox in the Chabad world, but he also did acid with Ram Dass and went to go visit the Dalai Lama, and he's into meditation and mindfulness and embodiment and singing and dancing and LGBT inclusion and egalitarianism and social justice. And I was like, wow, I didn't think there was any person in the world that embodied all the contradictions that I see in my own self. And so that was really, it was a long journey from then. When did Zalman die? In 2014? Yeah, so it's been almost a little over 10 years that, but that's where I first began this journey, by reading his obituary in the New York Times. I've also been thinking a lot about lineage. Smicha, ordination, is about stepping into a lineage, of being the next link in a chain of rabbis that, according to our tradition, stretches all the way back to Moshe, to Moses. Today is not just celebrating my ordination and my personal journey and my personal lineage, but our community's lineage as leaders in the Jewish renewal movement. People often think of lineage in terms of what we have a responsibility to preserve from the past. And our ancestors have certainly bequeathed us lots of wisdom, a whole treasury of sacred texts and liturgy and rituals to create meaning in our lives and to just navigate being humans. But to be part of the Jewish renewal lineage is to take our place in a chain of innovators, of spiritual entrepreneurs, of revolutionaries who reach back into that treasury to inspire a better future. As the founder of Jewish Renewal, Reb Zalman liked to say, it's not called Jewish Renewed. Jewish renewal is an ongoing process, and it's time to take responsibility for what comes next, the next cycle, the next turning of renewal that speaks to today's challenges, the challenges that we're facing in the world around us. And to that end, there's another spin on the word Rav, which is that it comes from the same root as the word Riv, which means to argue, to quarrel, to debate, as Joe said in his marks today, akasha, that sort of back and forth where true wisdom comes in that debate, very Jewish way of unearthing wisdom. And I think that we haven't, that being a Rav means stepping into the arena, stepping into that debate. And I think as Rev Diane said, as she was introducing her aliyah this morning, stepping in to argue with our ancestors. Because by arguing with our ancestors and being in dialogue and debating with them, we actually keep our ancestors alive. We avoid having a dead tradition that's just a lifeless book, but that actually our tradition keeps giving us life by being in that reeve, by being in that quarrel, in that debate, in that argument with them. And I also think that to be a rabbi is not to bask in one's own greatness, but actually to use the power and the authority of the position to fight on behalf of those in our world who perhaps don't have power or authority. And we're living in a time right now that a lot of communities and populations in our world are vulnerable and are at risk of being harmed. And I see stepping into this role of Rav as taking on the responsibility to be a fighter, to fight on behalf of you and to fight on behalf of those in need and to fight for what we believe in. As I looked for places in the Torah where the word Rav is used, I found one in the book of Genesis, in the book of Bereshit, where Yaakov and Esav are reconciling, and Yaakov is showering his brother with gifts. It's so over the top that his brother Esav has to ask him to stop. And Esav says, Yesh li Rav achi. I have so much, my sibling. So perhaps the last reading of Rav that I'll share today and I'll leave us all with is Rav as abundance. And I look around this room, and as I was standing in that love smush, I feel so abundant. I feel so abundant in blessing. I feel so blessed to be a rabbi that allows me to be this kind of Rav. Did I say that wrong? I feel so blessed to be in a community that allows me to be this kind of Rav. I feel so blessed to call you my friends, my family, my fellow spiritual seekers, my companions on this journey. To laugh with you in times of celebration and hold each other in times of pain. I'm continually inspired by the countless hours that you all devote to making this community thrive. Yesh lanu Rav achim. We have so much to be grateful for. There is seriously no other community in the world where I'd rather be serving. And that's very fortuitous because there's probably not many other communities that would want me as their rabbi. Totally. So thank all of you for making me a Rav, for embracing me in my fullness, and for being a community where all of us can bring our full selves. Thank you for the abundant blessings that you bring into my life. I'm honored and humbled to be your rabbi.
So before this day ends, I need to make some acknowledgements of all the people that made this possible. I want to start by acknowledging Leah Shelida and Peggy Berger, who were part of the original visioning of what this day could be. Thank you. And then for all the people that manifested it to what it became. Peggy and Nadine, who made the posters to bring our masters to life. All of our guest rabbis and leaders who participated in various ways throughout the day today. And most especially to Lior and to Rabbi Saralea, because they really manifested this into reality today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Zvika, we have one more surprise for you. And I'm going to invite up our board president, Esty Solomon Gray, to make this presentation.
So I'm Esty, the newish board president. I figure I get to say that just a few more months. Yeah. And people are still asking quietly, what does the board do and what's the role of the board president? So I'm up here to clarify as well as to make a gift to Zvika. One is that as board president, I took an oath to collaborate and get to kosher on occasion with Zvika, now Rabbi Zvika. As Diane said, we're going to use Rabbi Zvika as often as we can. Secondly, my job as board president and the oath that I took was to bring all of my multiness to the task of leading or partnering with all of you in the dance of the Kihila with the Rav that we talked about this morning, and to build this community, this extended community, into that body that dances with you in creating the future that we know we're building. My job, you got it. My job at this moment is to convey to you this box, which contains the collected blessings submitted to you online over the last few weeks, as well as transcribed directly onto the contents of this box. And right. And this box, right, yeah, on these beautiful, can I show them? Cards of this piece of our 30th year, this event being called Renewing Renewal. And this happened in what I think we should be thankful for as an act of rabbi raising in itself. That is, a few nights ago, Brittany, in her magical way, convened a group of volunteers, of Adanim, about to be, of holders of this box and this community, to transcribe all those words from online onto these cards. And here they are. All of us to you, all of you to us.
Thank you. I'll see you all Friday night at the Queen's table here. Don't forget to register. That's the best way to celebrate.
Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imru, Amen. ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ויאמרו שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ויאמרו עושה שלום במרומה הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל שלום במרומה הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ויאמרו עושה שלום במרומה הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ויאמרו